The engineered dissatisfaction loop. Breaking free from consumptive desire. In our last episode, we exposed the corporate person, the legal psychopath hardwired for infinite growth. But a predator needs prey. It needs a food source, and the most brilliant discovery of the corporatocracy was that they didn't need to hunt for their food. They could engineer it. They could create a perpetual state of hunger in the human psyche itself. We have diagnosed a cancer in our institutions, but we must now confront the virus it has released into our own minds. This is not about the things we buy, it's about why we buy them. It is about a psychological cage more sophisticated than any prison. The engineered dissatisfaction loop. A system meticulously designed to make you feel incomplete, inadequate, and perpetually behind, so that you willingly and desperately offer your life energy to the very machine that creates the emptiness that you are not a consumer, you are the product of being consumed. Your attention is the crop and your insecurity is the fertilizer. To understand this loop, we must dissect its psychological manufactured process. It is a closed circuit with 4 distinct stages, each feeding the next in a vicious cycle that powers the entire consumer economy. The loop begins with the inoculation of inadequacy. Before a product can be sold, the need for it must be created. This is achieved through a constant multi-sensory bombardment of messaging, advertising, social media entertainment that defines a successful or desirable life in strictly material terms. Your car is not just transportation, it is a symbol of your freedom and status. Your phone is not just a tool, it is a measure of your social connectivity and relevance. Your body is not just your home, it is a project to be perfected and the right products. This messaging creates a psychological wound, a sense that who you are and what you have is not enough. The second stage, the promise of salvation, into this freshly created wound, the corporation offers its balm, the product. Buy this, it whispers, and you will be happy, you will be loved, you will be secure, you will be enough. This is the genius of the system. It doesn't just sell you a thing, it sells you a solution to a problem it just invented. The transaction is no longer economic. It is emotional and spiritual. You are not purchasing an object, you are purchasing a piece of the promised identity. The third stage is the fleeting fulfillment. You make the purchase, the dopamine hits. For a brief, glorious moment, you feel the relief, the newness of the object, the social validation it might bring, creates a temporary illusion of satisfaction. You have scratched the itch, but this stage is intentionally short-lived. The product is designed for obsolescence. Either physically, it breaks, or psychologically, a new model is released, making yours old. This leads directly to the fourth and final stage, the reset of desire. The initial high fades. The new car smell dissipates. The phone shows its first scratch, and the marketing machine is already there, inoculating you with the next wave of inadequacy, showcasing a newer, shinier, more advanced solution. The wound is reopened. The loop begins again. You are back at stage 1, but now with less money, more clutter, and a deeper, more ingrained sense that the next purchase will finally be the one that makes you whole. Let's take a specific universal example. The smartphone cycle. You see ads showing people with the latest phone having magical, connected, adventurous lives. Your current phone, which works perfectly well, suddenly feels slow, outdated, uncool. You feel a subtle social anxiety. This is the inoculation. You buy the new phone, the unboxing is a ritual, it feels sleek, powerful, new. This is the promise fulfilled, but within months, the battery life diminishes, the software updates slow it down, rumors of the next model begin to leak. This is the fleeting fulfillment ending. Soon, you see the ad for the new model with a better camera, a faster chip, and the cycle of reset begins. You, my friend, are on a treadmill, running faster and faster. Yet, my friend, you never actually arrive anywhere. This leads us to the most personal and painful question of this series. When the manipulation so transparent, when we can feel the emptiness after the purchase high fades away, why do we allow this loop to continue running our lives? Let me ask you again. When the manipulation is so transparent, when we can feel the emptiness after the purchase, after its high fades away, why do we continue to allow this loop to continue running our lives? We allow it because there is a hijacking of our natural desires. Humans have innate healthy drives for status, for connection, for security, and for meaning. The engineered dissatisfaction loop expertly hijacked these deep-seated psychological wirings. The desire for tribal belonging is twisted into needing the right branded clothing. The drive for competence and skill is channeled into needing the latest tools and gadgets. The yearning for a meaningful life is commodified into a checklist of luxury experiences to be purchased and displayed. We are chasing genuine human needs down artificial, corporate-controlled corridors that lead only to a dead end. Second, we allow it because the economy of distraction. The loop provides a constant, readily available source of micro-dramas and mini-quests. What should I buy next? What's the next sale? What new model is coming out? This creates a sense of purpose and activity that distracts us from the larger, more terrifying questions. Is my life meaningful? Am I truly fulfilled? What is my purpose? It is easier to focus on acquiring external tokens of success than to do the difficult internal work of building a life of genuine substance. The loop is a pacifier for the soul. But the most insidious reason we allow this is because of the fear of being left behind, FOLO. This is a dark twin of FOMO, fear of missing out. So FOLO is the terror of being ostracized from the tribe, of being seen as outdated, as irrelevant, or poor in a society where identity is consumption. To not participate in the latest trend is a form of social suicide. We buy not because we want the product, but because we are terrified of the social consequences of not having it. The corporation has weaponized our most primal fear, the fear of exile, and turned it into their most reliable revenue stream. Breaking this loop, therefore, is not an act of austerity, but an act of psychological liberation. It is a process of deprogramming ourselves from a cult we never consciously joined. The path is one of conscience reclamation. The first and most crucial step is the practice of conscience awareness. We must become a detective of our own desires. The next time you feel the compulsive urge to buy something, pause. Interrogate the feeling. Ask yourself, where is this desire coming from? Did it arise naturally from a genuine need, or was it planted by an advertisement, a social media post, a comparison with a neighbor? Simply shining the light of awareness on the engineered desire often causes it to lose its power. It is a phantom that vanishes in the light. The second step is the cultivation of internal metrics of success. We must dethrone the external material markers of status and replace them with internal, personal ones. Our worth is not our net worth. Our success is not our possessions. Redefine success for yourself. Is it the quality of your relationships? The depth of your knowledge? Your physical health and vitality? Your contribution to your community? The peace in your mind? When you measure your life by these internal metrics, the corporate machine loses its ability to grade you and thus its power over you. The third step is to embrace functionalism and repair. Shift your relationship with objects from one of emotional salvation to one of practical utility. Buy things that are durable, repairable, and functional. Learn to mend your clothes, fix your appliances, and maintain your possessions. This act is a direct rebellion against planned obsolescence. It transforms us from a passive consumer into active, capable stewards. The moment returns to being a tool, and you return to being a master. The final, most profound step is to invest in experiences and relationships. The loop sells products by promising the experience they will facilitate. Cut out the middleman. Invest your time, energy, and money directly into the experiences themselves and the people you share them with. A walk in nature, a deep conversation with a friend, learning a new skill, creating something with your hands. These are things that provide genuine, lasting fulfillment. They are immune to planned obsolescence and cannot be manufactured in a factory. They are the true wealth that the system cannot commodify. The engineered dissatisfaction loop is a mirage. It promises an oasis of fulfillment in the desert of consumerism. But no matter how fast we run towards it, it always recedes. The only way to quench the thirst is to realize we were standing next to a fresh spring this entire time. The spring of our inner capacity for joy, connection, and meaning, independent of what we own. We have now seen how the corporatocracy manipulates our external world through legal fictions and our internal world through psychological loops. But there is one final frontier it has conquered. One last refuge it has turned into a marketplace. In our next episode, we'll expose the data harvest and reveal how our very lives, our relationships, and our thoughts have become the most valuable crop on earth, planted, cultivated, and reaped without our conscious consent.